they hit me up to put a Mountain Dew decal all over my car. My whole Jeep would be Mountain Dew.
You'd be mayor of Newcastle in 30 minutes if you did that.
My brother Mort is sawed off and short. He measures about 5 feet 2. But he thinks he's a giant when you sell him a pint of that good old Mountain Dew.
At least Verizon has service. We're rolling.
Are we rolling? We're already live on the air?
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is sweet.
Yeah,
All right.
dude, we just roll right into it, man.
I like it. All right, cool.
Yeah. That way you don't gotta, we're already
Just ease into it.
Yeah. Just how we treat our women, just nice and easy, ease into it.
Yeah,
Don't
I
worry,
like that.
baby. We're gonna have fun.
It's all about your comfort zone.
So yeah, I'm glad to have another. Man, not a lot of people know what phone sales are like.
Phone sales are it's a whole animal, man.
Yes. Yeah, man. A lot of regrets,
Yeah. But it's like a haven for like meeting hot chicks and stuff and getting discounts at all kinds of places that you shouldn't get discounts at.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They'd be
true.
like, yeah, you're not allowed to accept any of those. I accepted every single one of them.
Yeah.
I'll tell it on camera.
Yeah, they're like, you can't accept tips and stuff, but people are persistent.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, well, just don't say anything. You're like, I mean, yeah, that's the idea, right? Like, I just
You want to bring
make sure
me
you're
food or anything? Like, I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I did have one time where it backfired. So, like, I was immediately into whatever anyone that would walk into the store was. So, like, this dude walked in one time, and he had this coffee cup with no lid on it. It was like a styrofoam cup. And, like, I could taste his coffee with how strong this coffee is. And I don't drink coffee at all. I drink water, beer, or pop. And he's like, I'm like, whoa, that's some strong smelling coffee because it hit my brain, like how strong it was.
Yeah, you
So
got
I
the
go-
caffeine.
Like, I'm like trying to focus, and he's like, "Are you a big coffee guy?" Oh, dude, I love coffee, like, because I'm trying to sell him stuff. And he's like, "Tell you what, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna bring you some." I'm like, "No, it's fine. You don't have to." Well, sure enough, 2 hours later, this dude rolls in with 2 giant styrofoam cups of this coffee, and I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man. I'll take this to the back." He said, "We'll try it." And so I had to try it, not only coffee, but just like extremely strong coffee that like
man.
I already hate. And, like, everyone in my store was already sick of me lying to everybody, saying I'm into everything that they're into. So they were all dying, watching me pretend like I enjoyed this coffee right in front of this guy. It was awful, man.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Furry just walks in. You're like, yeah, bro, I dress up, dog.
Yeah, I got my costume in the back.
Yeah.
Like, random person wearing a tail. I'm like, oh, yeah. Man,
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to connect with what the customer.
I just always used to try to know a little bit enough to be dangerous about everything.
Has anybody ever tried getting in depth with you and you're like,
oh yeah, I've had to back my. I'm like, all right, we're in dangerous territory here.
Yeah. Let's back it up. How about this Harman Kardon speaker?
Dude, they used to always on those like speakers too. Like they always had like some random like triathlon athlete too. Like they'd be like, oh, Steve Franklin sponsors this, and so like I'd always like act like I knew who they were too. So I'd be like, oh man, if it's good enough for Steve Franklin, like this is gonna be plenty for your whole patio. This guy uses it during triathlons, and I'd look in the back and I'd have it mixed up and it'd be a lacrosse player. Like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, same thing, dude. They're part of the Moraine Mighty Man competition.
Oh, what is that?
It's like a triathlon they have out Moraine.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar. No, I'm just kidding.
He won it.
Yeah. Well, you played the disc. You said you played disc golf out there, so
I do.
I wasn't sure if you ever came across the Triple M out there.
No, you know what though? On hole 2 this week during a tournament, there was someone like riding horses, and I didn't know that was a thing.
Whoa, out Moraine?
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody riding horses out there.
And so I walked up to him and I'm like, hey, like the park's closed for I don't think you're allowed to do this ever, but the park is definitely closed for everything else. I definitely don't think you can bring horses here.
during the tournament.
Yeah, dude, they're walking across hole two's fairway, just
oh shit.
down
Okay,
on
yeah, that was
horses.
gonna be my question. Were they like on the bike trail, or were they just like just walking right across the fairway?
Walking across the fairway, and I'm like, hey, this is like one of 3 holes that I know I can birdie. So like, I'm gonna need you to get out of the way.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I've never listen. I'm out there a lot. I just like take a random drive
Yeah.
out there sometimes. And
Yeah, I've never seen it either. I always see it at there's a course at a park called Lynbrook, which is kind of between like Warrendale and Wexford.
okay,
For some reason, I always see real weird stuff there,
like
such
what?
as horseback riding. There was a pickup game of cricket going on one time, which I didn't know that was a thing in Pittsburgh.
yeah.
There's like a league there. They said they had uniforms, and so like I was trying to get into it, but I didn't know what I was cheering or like I didn't know if it was a good play or bad play. I was like, I don't really know the rules.
You could download Cricket 24 free on PlayStation right now if you'd
Oh,
like,
really?
dude. Yeah.
I accidentally auto-renewed for that PlayStation Plus, so I'll have to give that a download.
Even if you didn't have it though, it's like the free ones.
Oh, is
not
it like
even
pay to play then, or
Nah, I don't know. I didn't download. I'm not gonna play cricket. I'm not gonna
playing
lie.
cricket whenever I get home?
You're gonna go give it a go.
I'm gonna give it a go.
All right,
I haven't touched my PlayStation in 3 months, but now I'm gonna turn it on just to play cricket.
just to try it. I'd like to get into. I really get into golf on
really?
the PlayStation. Yeah, I like all the PGA games usually. And I'd like to get into soccer. I feel like I really like the soccer games. A lot of people.
I played one time in college. I played, is it FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played that, and I had like 4 players left. I didn't understand that red card means you lose the player. So my buddy was up. I mean, he was already up 11-0 or whatever at the time. But I was like, where'd all my players go? He's like, you keep getting red cards. I was like, well, I didn't know that meant you lose the player. I just thought you got a penalty shot for that. So, another sport I did not know the rules of.
Maybe rugby would be better.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to, so before I was into disc golf, I played ultimate frisbee in college. This was about 70 pounds ago. And the rugby team would be just doing these insane drills of like
Yeah.
beating the living crap out of each other.
Yeah, man, it looks nuts.
Yeah.
And like it looks like and soccer, like the endurance. It's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
running.
Well, even ultimate frisbee, you used to have to, for practice twice a week, we would run 6 miles.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask, what all does ultimate frisbee entail?
So it's
What-
kind of like a combination of like soccer, football, and like disc golf, I guess. But like every time the disc hits the ground, it's a change of possession. So you're running the entire way back, and it's nonstop. So it's 70 yards end zone to end zone, but they're 25-yard end zone. So it's the same field as a football field. It's just moved in. But so like, I mean, it's 7-on-7, and you're just running back and forth the entire time. Yeah. If I knew disc golf existed back in college, where like the non-running variety of frisbee sports, I'd have picked that one long ago.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of ultimate frisbee, but I didn't know exactly like how it was played.
Yeah, there's a professional team that plays in North Park, I believe. I've never actually taken the time to go see them.
Yeah.
But I disc golf with a couple of their players, and they all throw frisbees like 500 feet. It's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah.
How heavy are those?
Not super heavy.
No?
Just like they feel like a regular frisbee. They're just there's no like rounded edge so that you can catch it mainly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to go play.
Yeah, I would like to.
It's a
I'm gonna
great
try it.
it's a great stoner sport too. Like,
Oh shit!
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody. I think it was
That
actually
makes
founded
sense.
by
Yeah.
hippies actually.
It's
So
founded by hippies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, the guy like that founded the sport like was buying all the land off of like golf course owners, but he was just buying like the woods, and so that's why most disc golf's in the woods, because he was like it was way cheaper to buy that than like premium like golf courses, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
He had like a funny name, like Steady Eddie or something like that. All my disc golf friends are gonna be like, "How do you not know all this?" So I was like, I don't know. I just go and throw frisbees and hope to finish middle of the pack.
I was gonna say, how good are you?
Terrible.
How'd you finish in the tournament?
I did horrible the first round, really good the second round, and pretty horrible the third round. So I stopped looking once I wasn't like competing anymore, but I was probably like just past the middle of the pack, like on the lower side of it. Yeah. I also haven't been playing as much this year. I played like 4 casual rounds leading up.
Any hole-in-ones? What do you call it? Hole-in-one? Any hole-in-ones?
I've never gotten an ace, no.
No? Is that what they call it? Aces?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. One day, maybe. No. I don't know.
My cousin's boyfriend just got 2 in the past week. He got his first one, then another one.
So everybody says once you get your first one, you get like multiple.
Oh, shit.
That's what they say, but I don't know. I haven't really come that close to getting one, so I'm not really.
I'm going to go tear up a course. You could do everything out there, too. They got kayaks and everything. I love Moraine.
Oh, it's awesome there, yeah. Yeah, it definitely. That's my favorite course in the area for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How many places you played?
I think I have like 55 courses on my app that tracks
Oh,
it.
damn.
Yeah, but I mean, locally there's about 10 to 15 courses. But then like whenever I go on like a vacation, I usually play like 2 or 3 courses if I can.
Oh, shit.
So I've played a bunch in Florida, a bunch in Minnesota, and a good bit in North Carolina as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whenever I was like, I think it was maybe like 19 or 20, I ate a whole bunch of ecstasy and went and played on this PGA golf course.
That's a great start to this story. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, no, dude, it didn't go well. First off, I don't golf well.
Right.
I would like to be good. I'd like to do it more. I haven't in an unbelievably long time.
Right.
But yeah, no, man. You know, like I was just like happy to feel the grass and shit. Like, you know, like I was happy as shit, but like I was not doing well.
I can't imagine golf would be something that would be easy to do on any drug, let alone ecstasy.
And I was with like somebody who didn't know I shouldn't have been on drugs in front of. And like so like, yeah, no, it was a bad idea from the start, you know. That's
Who was it? Who was it you were in front of?
Oh man, I don't even want
Like your girlfriend's dad or something?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was.
I'm curious how many balls you lost, because I feel like the focus level would be not high.
Honestly, I don't even know. Yeah, because like that's the thing. Like you are like pretty focused.
Yeah.
You know, you're like speeding pretty much on like, you know, ecstasy isn't like clean. It's not like some clean Molly or something. Dude. Like, you know, there's probably like meth in it or something. Like, you know, hyper focus. I'm just not good. Like, I don't golf. So, like, what do you do? But,
I golf like twice a year, and I always wonder why I never get any better.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? I worked on this last year, and
I
haven't fixed this yet.
Whoever listens to this, and dude, I have not played very much golf, so they're going to be like, oh, the PGA golf course you went on in Florida? I wonder who this was with. Like, there's only one person. So, like...
I do that Stadium Links thing they do every year, and I just hope to get like one birdie, and this year I did not. I got like 3 pars, but like you hit the golf ball from the seats onto the field.
Oh,
it's pretty fun. And they have like different targets, and like each target represents whether you got a par, birdie, or bogey, or whatever.
Yeah, we should start golfing or disc golfing. Both. Why not both?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
You know, why limit ourselves?
Really spread our wings.
Yeah. Dive headfirst into the sports world. I don't watch much sports, is the thing, at all.
I watch a good bit, but I don't really. I only watch like the main like 3 Pittsburgh sports though. So like the Pirates, the Steelers, and the Penguins. Like I used to watch like other teams and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like when I was like younger, I liked the Penguins and I liked the San Jose Sharks. I picked like one team from each conference. But now like I can't even stay awake for a game that's starting at 10:30. So I was like, yeah, Sharks, you're out.
I can barely stay awake for games that start at like 8:30.
Yeah. Right. And it's funny though, like if I go to the bar though, I could be up all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year on St. Patrick's Day, I start at 9 a.m. and I'm there until like 2:30 in the morning. Like, I am like the master of like drinking the right amount of beers, the right amount of Jaeger bombs or whatever, that I can make sure that even if I'm on autopilot, I'll still be standing at 2:30 in the morning, 13 or 14 hours later or whatever.
You're just coasting, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I won't remember anything, but I'm there. Yeah. And like, I'll convince people that I'm fine. Yeah. And they'll be like, you told me you were fine. And I'm like,
I lied. Yeah.
I lied. That was 5 hours after I shut down. So you were talking to someone else at that point.
You're talking to Danny McBride. Yeah. Or Councilman Ryan.
Yeah, Councilman Ryan of Plum.
Yeah, what was that? Yo, that is so funny. You have to talk about that.
All right, so.
It's me, Balake, from yet another podcast. Just wanted to let you guys know, we're proudly brought to you by the meatiest of guys, meat guys. Are you tired of having subpar meats in your mouth? You know that supermarket meat full of glue, dye, God knows what else? Well, drive your ass up to West State Street and look no further than Meat Guys, the #1 source of quality meat in all of Lawrence County. With premier selections of everything to beef and chicken, pork and lamb, these guys will do you right and fill you all with whatever meat you desire. Hell, they might even be able to get you some ostrich if you ask enough. Use the promo code MEATYAPPERS for 10% off your order. And tell them Blake and Anthony sent you. Meat Guys, West State Street, Newcastle. If you're driving towards Walmart, you absolutely cannot miss it. Or find them online at meatguys.com. That's MEATGUYZ.com. Or Facebook.com, Meat Guys with a Z.
This podcast is also proudly presented to you by RJO Cleaners, the best commercial cleaning service in Western PA. If you're in search of a professional cleaning service for your commercial building, we promise RJO will get you right. You can find them online at rjocleaners.com. RJO Cleaners, where cleanliness meets perfection.
So yeah, basically that was kind of how I got into the comedy world. I've always like posted like things that I know are gonna like upset people on purpose. And like, I'm not like a political guy either, so like I offend both parties on purpose. Like whatever either party does wrong, I'm just gonna jab at those people at all times. But so like I was in, and I'm like banned from this Plum township group now. But basically, someone was asking about whether or not they could legally burn like all these like extra plastics they had, and like no one had answered it for like 2 hours, and I was like, well, maybe I should help this guy out. So I just got in there and said, hey, I'm a councilman from Plum. You can burn anything you like. We just ask that you please limit animal burning. And I was like, no one's gonna believe this. And I like went about my business for like an hour, and I come back and there's like hundreds of comments. What the hell is happening right now? And so then I just started individually replying to everybody. And then like after like the third message, when they were like, are we allowed to swear on this thing? I don't know what the rules are. Are we on like some sort of weird...
Oh, no, you can
say whatever.
Yeah, these people were like, fuck you. And so then I'm like, hey, check your mailbox in 3 days. You're going to get a $50 fine for sass towards a councilman. So, some lady, she messaged me with her phone number and was like, I'm really concerned about the animal burning. Please call me at this number. And like, I was like, hey, like, I understand that like, you're into a man of power like myself, but I just can't go on a date with you right now. I don't use my power for that. Like everything that people said, like I was just turning it into like from 0 to 100 of what would upset them. And I still have screenshots. I'll post it to the link of this thing. But like, there's about it's like a really like it's like the amount of time it takes to like take like one normal size poop to read the whole thing, and it's definitely
it's a good read.
Yeah, so it's been like a few years for me now since then. So like even when I reread it, I'm like, man, like where did I think of that?
That's great.
That's so funny because before you started talking about some of this stuff, I had told you that one of the things I like about you is some of your posts, man. You're slick, you're sly on Facebook, man, and it always usually, especially some of the screenshots I've seen.
Yeah, I just love leaving like a random comment that like I know is just gonna set someone off, and then so like once I get someone to start arguing with me, like I love coming back with them and saying, hey, I feel like we're both saying the same thing but wording it differently, which makes them even more crazy. I like using that one, and also starting any hot take that I'm about to say with, I feel like I speak for everyone here when I say this. And then someone will say, I disagree or whatever, and I say, sorry, but I've already spoken for both of us. Yeah, I have like a whole system how to just cause chaos in the world.
It is the best, though. Yeah. Causing chaos online. Man, there's nothing
especially
like
the
it.
people that don't understand what trolling is.
Yeah.
Those are you don't get them often anymore. Like most of them are dying off now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
When you get one on the hook, it's
well, that's what I was saying about The Crown. You know, like how many times people, man, if it gets shared
I've gotten away from the ones that really like fuck with the old people. But I should do one like that.
Yeah,
again.
man, you got to bring one back.
Yeah.
You got to do it. He's had so many people go. All these, if they share it to like one of the news pages for the area, it's a wrap, dude. It is a wrap, man. Every old person that's like 60 plus in this whole city is like, I don't fucking think so.
Putting skills machines in the bathroom at the school.
Yeah. Like the wildest shit. And they're just like, yeah. What? They're putting alcoholic slushies at Jameson Hospital? like what?
So another thing I like to do, this is something that I do to like close friends of mine, is I like putting like Craigslist ads up, and like if you put something sexual, it's gonna get removed way too quickly.
Yeah.
So like people are like, that say like, oh, I'll send a dick pic, like that's rookie stuff. What you want to do is that the only thing that's going to affect them more than that is like you got to put like something that's believable on there. So what I'll do, I did it to my buddy's birthday like 4 years in a row. The one year his grandma couldn't call him. He was really upset about it because I tied up his line too long. I posted that he was giving away free brass instruments because he was moving due to a promotion at work. And so like I made it like real believable. I made like a whole list of like, I have 4 tubas, 3 trumpets, 9 trombones. All I ask is that these go to a good home. I don't have time to sell them individually. And then I'd like make up like one thing that he's asking for money. I do have 2 electric guitars. I would like some reimbursement for these. So like it's just like so believable. And then I post it and I'm like, please don't email me or text me. I have a cracked screen on my phone, so I can only accept calls at this moment. So people. And then he's like confused too, because like people were like, "Hey, I'm calling about your horns," which is like such a weird thing to hear from a stranger. And so like I did that to him one year, and then like Kobe Bryant died 3 days before his birthday the one year. So I had him selling helicopter parts from Kobe Bryant's helicopter the one year.
Oh my god.
The internet's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. The internet is a wild place, man. Have you noticed the shift of crackheads onto Facebook Marketplace, dude?
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, man. Now you can simply get their stolen goods, man.
I just bought an authentic game issued Pirates jersey for $20, and I usually I bring someone with me, but I like walked up on this crack house. And I'm like, I'm gonna die trying to save $200 on a jersey right now.
Hey man, it
works.
I
got it. And you know what though? He typed the wrong size. It was too big for me. The size that he had listed it for would have fit me. Yeah, he wrote it. It was a 48. It was a 54. Like way too big for me.
Did you hustle it off?
He hustled me. Price? No, so just hanging in my closet, and just every time I look at it, I just and reminded of my time I got bested by a crackhead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to be wary on Marketplace.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I rarely get approached anywhere outside of here that all their wares are on, because they all have phones, man. They all have some.
Oh, dude, homeless people have
dude.
Venmo now and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I only got a credit card. Okay, cool. And he'll got my square waiter. What?
Yeah.
That happened to me.
Yeah, that happened to him at Speedway up the road here.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. It's a hot spot.
They're like full on businessmen, these homeless people now.
Yeah, man. They're wheeling and dealing, dude.
Good for them.
They got signs and they will take a card. They don't care.
I accidentally tripped over one walking out of Jack's at open mic on Sunday, though.
Oh, shit. Where's that, Carson?
On Carson Street, yeah. His leg was out a little further than it should have been in his little area.
Yeah. He should back it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Unhoused. That's what they...
Yeah,
somebody told me I had to call them unhoused. I was like, isn't that the same thing? Like, it doesn't sound any better than homeless.
I didn't know that was a thing. Is that a new thing that we're going to have to argue on the internet about?
I think so.
Oh, man. So you can't say that word anymore, huh?
Yeah.
They're taking away our words,
like,
man.
the person who told me about it, they didn't care. They were just like, hey, this is why people got weird about it. I was
what about
like...
broke dick? Is that still in play?
Yeah, because it's about guys, dude. Yeah, of course it is. Anything about guys goes, bro. You know? So yeah, they said that to me, and I was like, wow, that's weird. Shouldn't we be like more worried about like getting them somewhere?
Right.
Like, if you're that worried about like what they're called, why don't... Are you working at a soup kitchen?
Yeah.
How's them, jerk?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, I don't think homeless is any better. Or, like, I don't think it's mean to be like, you're homeless as opposed to
That makes it sound like you have a condition.
Yeah. Like you got leprosy or something, dude. Like,
the unhoused.
Yeah. We must cleanse the unhoused.
I actually, one time, I don't know if this guy was homeless or not, or unhoused.
I don't know which variant.
But
he is.
He was like, he definitely, something was either wrong with him or he was on something, but like, he came up to me and like hands me like one of them like flag pins.
Yeah.
And this was right outside PNC Park. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. And he's like, yeah, no, you have to give me a donation. And I was like, oh, like, no. So I go to hand him the pin back.
Yeah.
And he like lost his mind and said like I disgraced the flag or something like that. Dude, he chased me like all the way back to my car, like flipping out. Like, and I'm like,
holy shit, dude.
I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Like you kind of tried to bamboozle me with the flag.
Yeah,
like,
no, he definitely tried to get one over on you.
Yeah.
And he tried to use the flag.
Yeah. And
to shame you, dude.
I thought I was gonna die like over like not buying this man's flag pin.
You should have kicked him in the dick, dude. That's what I would have done.
I was literally like looking around for like big sticks to swing. I was like, all right, what are my options here?
Yeah.
Like
right, yeah. I need a weapon. This guy is on drugs.
He won't even remember this interaction.
Yeah. A quick bonk on the head.
The problem is if he gets me, even if he doesn't remember it, I'm still dead.
Yeah. Damn, he tried to shame you over the flag, dude.
Yeah, man, it was wild.
Damn.
Yeah.
A flag pin. Was it even well made?
No, it was like the ones they give you like on like Veterans Day every year where you see at like.
So he's just walking around the Veterans Day parade collecting them.
Probably, yeah. I feel like it was some sort of like Memorial Day or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 4th of July. I can't remember. This was like 5-6 years ago, but like. I wasn't trying to pay for the pin that they're giving away on tables everywhere else.
Maybe that's the difference between unhoused and homeless.
That being said, great sales pitch because I was terrified and considering giving them the $5.
Talk about aggressive sales. Yeah.
You haven't seen pushy salesmen until you get one
you
who literally follows you back to your car, calling you an asshole the entire way there.
Yeah, that is wow, man. That is funny. Yeah, that definitely sounds like more of an unhoused
Yeah.
Move. You know?
Yeah,
Maybe that's the difference. Was it down in Pittsburgh? Maybe,
it was right outside
maybe
PNC.
we have homeless here in Newcastle, and you guys have unhoused
That could be
in
yeah.
Pittsburgh.
They should do like a what's that called? Like where they do wife swap, but just do like unhoused homeless swap.
Yeah.
Like put one from Pittsburgh and
Yeah.
Newcastle.
See how they fare.
Yeah.
I wonder how they do.
They could teach each other like best practices from their area.
Yeah.
Like here's what I do. I give someone a flag pin.
Yeah. And then you chase them all the way to their car if they don't give you $5. Yeah. Don't buy heroin from this guy. He has fentanyl and you'll die. Yeah, best practices. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You know what though? I'm the type to give money. If I have some like change or cash on me, I do give to someone.
I usually do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to anyway, you know.
If I have like a couple dollars on me, especially the ones that have like a creative sign.
Yeah.
Like if I see one that says "I'll be honest, I'm gonna spend it on beer," I'm like, here's $10,
Hell
my
yeah,
man.
brother.
Like, get a shot too.
Go get yourself a steel reserve, my guy.
Like I appreciate the honesty at all
Yeah.
times, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't like the ones that are coming up to my car at the red light though. Like
Yeah, well, I get nervous, especially down in Pittsburgh, that I'm gonna fucking hit them because
Yeah.
sometimes they're walking on a tightrope
they're like right in between.
of a piece of pavement, dude. They're just really walking.
Oh yeah, and like they're like in between cars, and at some point we've all seen it where a motorcycle comes like right through that
Yeah,
lane, and I'm like,
man.
I wonder how many homeless people have been hit
yeah.
by a motorcyclist that just
straight
came
up
right
duffed.
right through the little line there.
It has to be a good number.
Yeah, and the people
Yeah.
selling flowers. Have you seen the flower salespeople?
Yeah.
Do they do that up in Newcastle or no?
I feel like I have seen some flowers being sold up here before. Maybe outside of Walmart.
Yeah, that sounds like it might be right.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a glamorous couple up there that was asking for money at one point. They were dressed better than me a lot of days. They had like new North Face. Like they look fresh to death.
Yeah,
Dude.
they really did.
They had like the chairs I bring to my daughter's softball game, like just some nice fold out chairs, dude. Their kids were like playing like Nintendo Switches and they're beside them. I'm like, bro, I'm not giving you money, bro. Go pawn that Switch. Like I had to do to pay the light bill 6 years ago. No, I'm just yeah, no, it was nuts. I'm like, these people are
I've seen a couple of them that have like generators and stuff for their tents. So
yeah, dude, they got
Yeah.
like blow up fucking squiggly guys. Like, I'm like, bro, as much as do you really need help? You look so nice.
yeah.
Like you're out here all the time. Like they were out there all the time. Cause I'm not opposed to helping people.
Yes,
But, like,
I actually, I would say another type of help I won't get involved in. There was a domestic, so I park in the north side and then walk to PNC Park every time. Because like I go to a lot of games and it's like if you pay $15 to park every time, it like adds up to the point where it's a nightmare. So I got a secret spot in the north side that I park.
Oh, shit.
So I'm all in on the homeless community on the bike trail there.
yeah, all right.
But
You know people by name?
I don't know their names, but I recognize them, you
Okay.
know. But so like I watched a domestic dispute happening in the homeless community and the wife was like, You hear what I'm saying? Like trying to get me involved. And I'm like, oh no, thank you. No money, no advice either. I got nothing for you guys right now. I was like, and honestly, he seems scarier, so if I had to take a side, probably on his side. I think I could fight you off, not him.
Yeah, man. I don't want pulled into pretty much any drama.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, no thanks. I will cause enough chaos myself. I don't need wrapped up in anybody else's shit, man. Yeah, no. Especially something like that. You're like, well, are cops gonna come? Because I don't want involved in that
Yeah.
either. I don't want involved. You know what? I'm gonna keep on going. I'm missing a baseball game.
Yeah, I try to like when I get down to the south side while I'm still sober, I try to like say hi to like every police officer because I'm like, there's a chance Not as high as it used to be, but there's a chance
Yeah.
that I'm blacking out tonight and doing something insane. So, like, at least they'll be like, oh, that's just Ryan from earlier. Let's show him mercy because he introduced himself. I'm sure that's not how it works.
No. But hey, you might leave a good impression on a few. Hey, they might just help you out or something.
That guy
like
said hi to me instead of flipping me off, so I'm going to not arrest him yet.
Yeah, man. That's a good point. I don't know, dude. So yeah, I guess that's what it is. Pittsburgh has Unhoused. I hope they understand that up here we have homeless.
Yeah.
You know, they sleep behind beer for less, dude.
That's a good place to go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's where they go get their steel reserves, dude. They'll drink those things piping hot.
Ugh.
Like hot cider.
That's what we used to do. When we were like, I don't know, 17 or whatever, that's what me and my friends would get. But like, and we'd have to hide it under my buddy Kevin's pillow or bed. And so like, you'd have to drink that warm and like.
Yeah, man.
It'll
affect
you
differently.
Memories, man.
It'll.
I mean, the hanging out was good, but like.
Yeah.
The drinking to get to the drunkenness was like the worst.
I'm pretty sure hot Steel Reserve raises the alcohol percentage by like 10%.
And you know what? We're kind of in the golden age of Steel Reserve now, though, because they got like blue raspberry Steel Reserve now. Like,
yeah, I seen somebody buying one the other day, and I was like, those look different.
Yeah, when we were underage. It was just Steel Reserve. This is going to taste like shit, but it's 13% alcohol or whatever it is. You drink 2 of these big pounders, and you're where you need to be.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to have to hide them from your parents or whatever, you know.
It's just malt liquor.
Yeah.
I used to like, whenever I was young, I used to like Mickey's hand grenades, man. Those were my malt liquor choice.
Oof. They, so a bar I worked at when I went to Cal U, they found an old Mickey's can from like the early 90s. And so this would have been like probably like 2008, 2009. And they opened it and like some of the regulars were like daring each other to like take a sip of it. And dude, it was like chalky and chunks of it. I was so glad to be working where I had the excuse of, sorry, I can't drink tonight. As if there was probably any alcohol even left in this freaking thing.
Oh,
dude, it was
man.
disgusting.
Yeah, I bet, man.
That actually was probably the last time I was even near an open bottle of Mickey's because I like think of that and I'm like, nah, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I haven't had I haven't even seen a fucking Mickey's in like since I was probably like 19
I always crack up
20.
when I see them. So at Triangle Bar, in Pittsburgh, I always see Mickey's in the cooler, and I'm like, I'm gonna get one of those one time.
I wonder who's keeping those stocked in there, dude.
Yeah. I think that's like the only place in Pittsburgh that I've seen that still has them.
That's fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, no, I don't even know. I'm sure Beer for Less still has them. That's where I used to get them before. Yeah. I would get the 24 packs of them, dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so you were all in.
Hand grenades.
They always had the coolest shaped bottles, though. They did.
Yeah, and they would always have like little things on their caps.
Oh yeah,
little whatever, little
puzzles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lions Head used to have those too.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was always so you'd feel so accomplished when you'd get one right away, but then like you'd have one that you're just staring at all night and you can't get it, and you're like just mad, and you're drinking more and more, so your odds of getting it are going down.
Yeah. It's a way to ruin a night. Thanks, fucking Mickey's. You know what? I take it back. Everything I said, I was really romanticizing it for a minute, and I take it back. Fuck you. No,
any alcoholic beverage named after Rocky Balboa's trainer is good with me.
Oh shit, man.
I don't think that's actually how they named it.
That's how easy it is for me to flip flop. I'm back on board. No, I'm just.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Another start. Yeah. Well, on my way here, I seen like 4 trees down, 7 power lines, like whole. It was telephone poles, whatever. They were all. I was like, oh shit. Okay. I had no power when I left my house.
Yeah, the other side of my street has no power.
Yeah. It got gnarly down there then.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I didn't really go exploring, but
yeah.
I was glad to have air conditioning today because it was pretty hot.
I cut the grass.
I texted one of my neighbors. I was like, "Hey, how's it over there? Hot over there?" I imagine. I was like, "Were you even able to charge your phone?"
I cut the grass at like peak hotness around 4:00.
Oh.
It was like, it said the real feel was like over 100. I was like, I gotta cut my grass, dude. It's been like 2 weeks.
Oh.
That's usually around my limit.
Do you have a riding or a push mower?
No, I push, bro.
You got that self-propel at least?
Nah, man.
Oh, man.
I'm
a man's man.
Yeah, I'm rolling caveman style, dude.
I think it's one of the manual ones.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, the rotary thing.
Yeah, that's how I feel, dude. And since I only cut every like 2 weeks or so, I can rarely push forward the whole time. I have to it's always bogging down.
Clogged up probably.
Yeah, man. It sucks. It sucks ass.
How long does it take you to cut your grass?
So I cut mine and my mom's across the street. So weed whacking, everything, a little over 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes I get it done quick. Because like sometimes the neighbors, if they go, they have a riding mower and they'll nip some of the back or something for me.
That's good.
So it'll slim up my time. And I'm not fancy with it, dude. I'm getting the job done. I'm in and out. Like, you know?
I'm the same way. I used to, people would always be like, "Oh, don't you just love the smell of fresh cut grass?" As a former baseball player, and I'd be like, "No, not really." Like,
fuck that, dude.
There's a lot of other smells I'd rather smell than anything to do with something that involves me doing manual labor.
Yeah, I do just enough to get me by. Yeah. Where like the neighbors, like, they can't really say anything, you know?
Yeah.
I time it just right, you know?
Right before they're about to say something.
Right,
that's the
dude.
move, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you look like the hero. They're like, "Oh, look, he did a really nice job."
Yeah, man, that's how I look at it, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Right before they're like, "I don't think he's cut his grass in like 2 weeks."
Surprise. And then you just got to make up rainstorms too. You're like, "Oh, well, you remember it was raining that day."
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, it's been storming a lot. I nipped it though before the storm today. Did it rain today? Up here? Yeah, man. That's why there's trees and everything down.
Oh, so we just had like heavy winds mostly.
Oh, for real?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was.
Someone was saying something about a microburst somewhere. I think
it's probably here, because like everybody, the whole east side. Or part of the east side didn't have power. I didn't. Up in Union, have power.
I don't know. I wasn't up there.
What about down here?
Yeah, she had power.
Whatever.
The house next door to her was like blowing apart. Panels were just flying by.
Yeah, see, there's a microburst here. It's picking up houses. No, I was like, man, I hope it's fixed by the time I get home from the podcast, because what am I going to do? Just sit there in the dark?
Yeah.
Twiddle my thumbs?
Yeah, I hate when the power's out. Actually, so all mine did was flicker, and my work computer, like, docking station I guess it got hit by lightning or something, because it no longer worked this morning. And all I kept thinking about was, you couldn't have hit the computer itself so that I could have a day off of work today. Like, you got just the thing that makes work actually harder to do, because now I can't use my monitors and I have to work off my laptop. I was like, you hit the wrong thing. I have the worst luck sometimes, man.
Damn, yeah. It could have saved you. You're going to be like, what do you want me to do?
Guess we'll just have to, I don't know, give me quota this month while I do nothing.
Yeah, because it's not my fault.
That's the one thing, though. They make sure, like, we have, like, 9 different ways to get on the internet. So, like, so they're like, no, you have an iPad, too, that we pay for. Like, no, that got damaged, too.
They have a whole stone tablet that somehow plugs in, straight up hardwired into it. They're like, you can chisel out some sales, dude. Just beat them out, dude. That's how it is, man. It's fucking brutal. I just don't think I could do sales again, man.
Yeah, it's an interesting place.
I did it for just too long.
Yeah.
I got burnt out.
Yep.
And I got too used, I feel like, to working not with the general public like that. To where, like, just like you realize how stupid people are. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm just happy to not have to log old people into Facebook anymore.
Help them reset their password for their Gmail.
For the millionth time, you know?
Yeah. That's actually, so I feel like people will not believe this, but in the cell phone store world, there are regulars.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that blew my mind about working in a store.
That's so funny, dude.
Like, there are people that'll walk in that the people that are in the store as customers look at like, what the heck's that guy's deal? And everyone's like, that's just Gary. He's here every 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. We had Geraldine, this old lady that would come in all the time. She just always needed help with something, man.
We used to have like lessons we would teach at Verizon. We would do like, it was called wireless workshops.
Oh.
And it just turned into, instead of going to like Denny's in the morning, old people were just meeting up.
Yeah, man.
They were like signing up for the next week's class in this week's class and pairing up with each other to make sure they were all going to be there again. They didn't give a crap about learning about anything, but it was like a free place to gather.
Yeah. They're still coming in and
so we like
got
got rid of
into
them.
their Facebooks.
Yeah, they knew everything they needed to know about their stuff. They just wanted to come in and hang out with each other.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons they got rid of it, because it was happening at every store. They're just like,
nuts, man.
We'll go to breakfast, then we'll go sit there and watch the same class we've watched for the last 9 weeks in a row.
Yeah. That same age group is writing international policy, dude. That's what they're doing in Congress and Senate. They're just like, yeah, dude, we'll go to Denny's and then we'll go meet up on the floor and pass a couple bills. And
it's literally the truth. I'm like, wow, like in 3 months, it's the rematch that nobody wanted. Two of the most unlikable humans in the world face off once again for who is running the country.
Will one of them die?
I feel like
I'm gonna say it. I'm calling it. This president, 2000? So would that be 2024 to 2028?
Yeah.
We're going to see a president die in office first time in our lifetime. I'm calling it.
I feel like whoever has the most liver spots should win.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're both dead before 2028.
Man, yeah, that's a good point.
And I'm going to be dead for saying that on camera.
Yeah,
but
assassinated.
I'm going to call it the three-peat, the trifecta. Me, Biden, Trump, all dead. 2028, mark it down.
And RFK, dude, his family doesn't have a good record. So, like somebody, dude, one of these candidates are going down. If not all of them. The whole trifecta, dude.
Back when I used to listen to Mark Madden, I remember he got kicked off of ESPN radio because of another Kennedy that died of like natural causes. I think it was one of them that was like a senator of like Massachusetts or something like that. I can't remember which one it was. But the line that got him kicked off of ESPN was, "I always hoped he'd live long enough to be assassinated." And I was just like, holy crap.
Wow.
He was gone within 24 hours. He was off the air. And then I guess he wound up on the X now. But
Mark Madden is a character.
Yeah, I stopped listening after it got to once I got older. I'm like, this is just the same formula. He just plugs different people in.
Yeah,
of who he wants the city to turn against.
Yeah,
yeah, man. You see that a lot with just almost everything anymore. It's just like a plug and play thing where they're just like, hey, be mad at this or do this. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, whatever.
Although I guess I'm kind of a hypocrite because that's what I do when I make a hot take. I'm like, what's going to make people mad today?
Yeah. I mean, that's, you don't have a fucking agenda about it.
No,
though.
yeah, I just want to watch people argue with each other, and then I want to move on to the next thing.
I think there's a big difference in that, and just having a laugh, and other people being like, no, do this,
Yeah, 100%, and I think that happens in the comedy world too. Like you'll get people that'll accuse you of like having an agenda, and you're like, dude, I'm just here to make people laugh. Like I'm not here to.
I think that's always kind of funny because like I feel like most people, if we'll say most because I'm sure not everybody, but most get on stage with the full intention of to make you have a good time.
Right, exactly.
Not have a bad time. They don't want you to necessarily have a bad time.
Right, exactly.
So like whenever somebody says shit like that, I'm like,
yep.
Do you know this person? Do you know what they're really like? Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe their joke just didn't land the way.
I've seen it too where like
or whatever.
You'll see a comic that you know personally accidentally just word something in a way where like, that's not how they want to word that. Especially at Mike's when like we're trying out new things. Yes. Like we don't know what's coming out of our mouth at Mike's half the time.
Yeah.
We're just happy that something new is coming out of everybody's mouth.
Yeah. That's what I mean. If it's only comics, and especially if it's comics that I don't or that I normally see, I'm like, no, I'm just throwing shit at the wall.
Yep.
Because what's the point? I'm not going to say the same shit. But if it's comics that I haven't seen, then I'll do something that maybe, I want to work on, but I haven't been because it's only been comics or whatever.
I try to like change it up at Mike's, but like if it's the week of a show, sorry, you're going to get a bunch of stuff that you've heard a million times.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair though.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I've, when I first started, I almost dreaded it just being comics.
Right.
And then I learned to be like, oh, this is super beneficial.
Yep.
So that's how I treat it pretty much now.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like when I first got into the comedy world, I was, so like, I didn't even know where to go for like an open mic, you know what I mean? Like I got, added. So like I got, most of my started with stuff I was posting on the internet. I got added to a comedy show. So I was not like in the comedy world. And so like my first show, I didn't even practice. I just was like, all right, well, I'm just going to talk this stuff in front of the mirror for a little bit. And I guess that's how you practice. Yeah. And then afterwards, everybody's like, oh, you should go to open mics. I was like, oh, that would have been helpful 3 weeks ago.
Yo, that's so funny. So then you started going to open. What was your first open mic in the city?
First open mic in Pittsburgh was Corner Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that would have been like January or February after I started a couple years ago.
I have not ever been able to make that mic.
Really? I like that one. There's never any crowd there, but it's like you get a 10-minute set, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But and then there's usually only like 8 or 10 comics that show up too, which is nice. So you get up and you get out.
Yeah. I've learned to appreciate those kind of mics to just be able to be like, all right, I'm just going to throw some shit out there now and see what tickles people's fancy. Whatever. I don't fucking know.
That one's a really good storytelling mic too. Like if you have like a funny story to tell, that usually does pretty well there. Yeah.
My first mic was the Getaway.
Okay, I did the Getaway. That was the mic I actually typed spot, and then I was rewatching Curb Your Enthusiasm last night, and I looked down, it was 9:40, and I'm like, don't think I'm making open mic night tonight.
Yeah, and then my second was the Getaway. My first one, I bombed. I don't think there was like anybody there.
Yeah.
Even to do anything with other than comics who I didn't know.
Right.
And then the second mic I ever did was Willow Station. I did like pretty good.
I've actually still never done that one.
I was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
And that's what hooked me.
Yeah.
And I've just been,
Yeah, so my first show ever that I was scheduled for was at the Improv. I opened for Matt Light on one of his ugly sweater parties.
Yeah.
But before that, so I didn't really know anything about mics. But Mike Zidell gave me like a 5-minute guest set at some bar in like Swissville. I can't remember what the name of it was. And then the night before the ugly sweater party, Matt brought me along to a private party for the Lunchladies of Pittsburgh. And
the Lunchladies of Pittsburgh.
And the best part of this was they had the comedy as a surprise thing for them. So suddenly it was surprise. Nobody can talk to each other while these people are up there. And so like I had no experience of how to feel out of room.
Oh.
And I start getting, I go like, does anyone want to hear a dirty one? And they all like go, yeah. And I think what they thought dirty was maybe I was going to say the F word. I do this bit that eventually became like a pretty decent bit. I don't really do it too often anymore, but it was about me and one of my buddies like having a foursome and how like it's just everything goes wrong for me. And they didn't laugh at another word that I said for the next 4 minutes while I was up there. And so then I was just like, all right, everybody, Matt Light. Oh, dude, it was like, so then I was like, oh man, this is going to go horrible tomorrow at the Improv. But the nice thing about the Improv is people are expecting a comedy show when they go to the Improv. So it went a lot better. I actually did do some rewrites of certain jokes the next night for the Improv, but yeah.
How nervous were you going to the Improv after that?
Pretty nervous. And then like it was like a wild experience too, because like Matt was obviously there. Mike Seidel, one of Pittsburgh's, top comics, was there. And like the opening show was George Wallace. And so like he was still in the green room when we're walking up, and he's like, oh, it's really nice to meet all you local comics and everything. And I'm like, this is someone I've seen this dude in movies and stuff. And now I'm like following him somehow. Like it was like a pretty wild experience. And then, so fortunately at the show, like that was where I got hooked though. I actually had a pretty good set. For, I was only doing like 7 minutes, because I didn't really have a lot of material. But like I was like hooked immediately, and I thought it was only gonna be like a one-time thing, and then I was like, I gotta figure out how to do this like full time now.
So then you found Mike's.
Yeah, I found Mike's, and then I ended up not that long later. I opened up like the Linoleum room at Squirrel Hill, which I didn't even ask for that.
Yeah,
the owner of the bar came up to me and was like,
"It's nice as hell there too.
It's an awesome room, yeah." And the owner of the bar was like, "Hey, I want you to start running comedy night here." And I'm like, "Dude, I've done one show. Like, you don't want me to do comedy night? Like, I don't know anybody." Like, and
so you dove in.
I just was like, "All right, well, let's just figure this out." Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now, we just had our 1 year anniversary show, and yeah, it's been pretty cool. Like, I got to book my personal favorite comic back in February.
Yeah.
Ben Palmer, if you've ever heard of him. He goes by PalmerTrolls on TikTok. He's very similar to me as far, but way better. But he like does a lot of internet trolling and stuff. Yeah. But he also like he does it. He gets like people that are like famous though.
Yeah.
Like, well, not famous, but like important.
Yeah.
Like he like trolled like the CEO of like Chik Fil A. He sent Chik Fil A. So he has like a fake newspaper called the Colorado Times, and used AI to create this entire fake website about this fake newspaper. And then he like emails these like CEOs and so like he emailed Dan Cathy, the CEO of Chik Fil A, and was like, "Hey, we're writing a story about you guys changing your logo for Pride Month," and like sent a Pride Month Chik Fil A logo, and literally got a response from the CEO at like 2 a.m. on a Sunday. And was like, "This is not an authorized use of our logo."
God.
And he's like, "I noticed you sent this on a Sunday. This is not an authorized use of the Lord's Day." Yeah, but like the people he like ropes in, it's like incredible.
Oh man, yeah. No, now I'm gonna have to. Yeah. What is it online?
It's PalmerTrolls.
PalmerTrolls.
His name's Ben Palmer. Yeah, he's
man. How'd that show go?
It was awesome. Yeah, I actually had one of my best sets. We had him headline, Chanel Ali, another national comic on there, and then Amanda Averill did a set, and Brian Carruthers, the owner of OneBurgh, was the host of
okay.
it. So we actually paired up with them to, get the
OneBurgh
really
cracks me up, dude.
Yeah, I love OneBurgh.
I like when they roast people who unfollow them. And shit. Have you ever seen those?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man,
it's really
dude.
funny.
Yeah.
I had a segment on there that got canceled though after one season.
For real?
Yeah, so I had a segment called Ryan's Trying that was getting views, but no one was reacting to it. But I was basically doing beer reviews where the only information I would give you was like whatever the can said. So like I'd like review like a strawberry lager, and I'd be like, oh, it kind of tastes like strawberries. And if I were to say a type of beer, probably like a lager, and then I'd give you like the temperature that the beer was, as if that's gonna be the same thing every time. And then like right before I would give you a number, I would just cut the video.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was. I just think like the right people didn't see it.
Yeah.
So like I've been talking to Brian, and we're in the process of doing something else, and then maybe one day bringing back Ryan's Trying. That was actually something that I used to just do for fun on Snapchat and just send it to my buddies and save the videos. And he was like, I want that on OneBurgh. And then we did an 8-episode run, and it sadly failed. Well, I wouldn't say it failed because I had fun doing it. I got some free beers out of it.
You said you did other kind of videos and stuff. What kind of videos were you doing?
So those ones I did. I did some collaborations with my buddy Cody. As well as like Alyssa Maurer. I don't know if you saw, we did we dressed Alyssa up like Matt Rife and had her impersonate him.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
So she came out drinking with us after we shot that, and I was like, dude, you gotta get away from me. Like I keep looking over, and I'm like, who is this guy with these high cheekbones? And it would be her.
You're too handsome. Yeah, that's.
But I did, and then even before that, I used to do videos. I played in a band actually, and like after practice, like me and my buddy Venny would post videos and stuff of us just like screwing around in the band room. There's one that like went like we got like a lot of views on it. It was just. And it's so funny because it's so old now, but it was like a flip phone, and we were like talking about this evil cell phone flying around. It was the dumbest video ever, but for some reason, like
it just took off.
Like all these people were like, "Oh, evil cell phone," but and like when I watch it now, I'm like, "This is so fucking dumb." You can tell we were just drunk and high.
Well, like I found, cause like I've had like a few videos do like real good, and like sometimes it's just like the dumbest fucking shit. The shit that where you're barely trying, you're just...
Yeah. I feel like the ones that I like, they're like, 35 views.
Yeah, man, that's how it always...
Yeah, my friends and I made a parody of The Ring, and we called it The Rung. And like, I thought that video was so funny, and like, all the comments were like, you guys suck.
The first time I started doing videos was I was a rep at Sprint.
Oh, okay.
And me and another guy I worked with, we would always like advertise on our Facebooks for shit. So like we would take pictures. So like we like reenacted that. What is that? Where they're touching that painting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where they're
the
like...
The crowd used to have something with David, right? Someone used to bring like Roethlisberger or something like that, touching God, the Steeler games. I remember I know what painting you're talking about.
We would do that, like we would reenact like those poses with like cell phones, handing them to each other, like, you know what I mean, really shit funny. Like that. And then we started doing like parodies of movies, but for Sprint, like we did The Exorcist, but for Sprint phones. Like I was possessed by like Verizon, and to save money had to exercise me with Sprint, like really shit funny. Like that. We did like Sparta. Me and a guy, Corey Crum, we would do all these stupid parodies. We did Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, Wayne's World. We and yeah, just to try and get people to come in and buy a cell phone, and it worked. Yeah, we actually we got some people to come in.
That's awesome.
Just over dumb shit.
Speaking of Macho Man, so I'm a big not like a huge wrestling fan. I watch mostly the pay-per-views at this point, but I like the old school wrestling more than anything. But I went to a meet and greet like, I don't know, about a month and a half ago, And the only reason I hate meet and greets, the only reason I agreed to go was my friend was running it, and she was like, I'll skip you right to the front of the line. You can get the autograph picture and leave. And so I'm not going to say which meet and greet it was just because I don't want to get her in trouble in case she can. But, like, there was a dude there dressed like Macho Man, like, full on, like, the coat with the tassels and everything, the hat, sunglasses, and grew his beard out just like him. And I was like, oh, that's kind of quirky. I'm not going to lie. So this was a month and a half ago. I've run into this guy 2 more times, both times dressed as Macho Man. So this dude is out there living his life in Pittsburgh as Macho Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like,
how identical does he look?
He
Is
looks
it close.
Yeah, like from a distance, yeah. When you get up close, not so much. He's a little short. But, like...
You think he's fooling
One
people?
time I saw him at a Pirates game, and the other time I saw him at, like, the Arts Festival, and I'm like... Dude, like,
can he do the voice pretty good?
He kind of does it, yeah. It's I'd give him like a 7 or 8 out of, but
Still,
it's just like so hilarious that like most people are like, oh, that's cool. He dresses Macho Man for this, and like me, I'm like, he dresses like Macho Man for everything. Because I know the tale behind the tape now.
He goes to Speedway like this.
Yeah, I've seen this man 3 times in my life, and all 3 times he's been Macho Man.
Shout out, Macho Man.
Yeah.
We hope you see this.
Yinzer
We want you to come on.
Yeah. Next time I run into him, I'll be like, hey, I got just the podcast for you to be on, man.
Yeah, you should come on with him, dude.
I'm gonna tell him, hey, like I'm gonna be your agent. I'm gonna get you to places, take you places.
And then he shows up in Newcastle, dude. What a disappointment.
And on that day, so I'll just assume that he's gonna wear the Macho Man attire. He'll like show
dress as normal.
Yeah.
He's like, no, dude, my name's Dave. Just, how disappointing. No, you have to come as Macho Man, or don't come at all.
Based on the 3 times I've met him, I don't think that's gonna be an issue.
No, yeah, he obviously has a thing for it. He must be duping people, dude.
Yeah, like I feel like
he's probably a sidewalk performer.
I know I got a free Slim Jim at this meet and greet, so I almost wonder
if it came from
him now. I can't remember who gave me the Slim Jim. I ate the Slim Jim for the 5 minutes I was in line, but now I'm curious. So I gotta like think about it. But
it definitely.
If he's giving out Slim Jims, that would be incredible.
Yeah, like, that is so fucking funny, dude.
Oh, Lucky Strikes, yeah,
dude. Hand rolled in a trailer park in Beaver County.
I used to live pretty close to like an Indian reservation, and they were called like Seneca lights, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were like super cheap.
Yeah, people smoke them Indian Spirit ones, and they cost like way more than other cigarettes.
$13 a pack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, the Native Americans are making a killing. What are they called? Native Spirit or
American Spirit?
American Spirit.
Yeah.
Get that thing. They're good cigarettes. I don't know. It's worth paying fucking $13 for
a pack. No thanks, dude.
That's a lot, yeah.
They're already... I know we fucked them over a great deal. You know? We gave them smallpox blankets. It wasn't cool, dude. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
I don't... they're making money hand over fist at these casinos.
Oh, dude, yeah.
No.
They are, though. In Western New York, man, they like own Niagara Falls on the American side, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good for them, dude.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like, whenever people go to Niagara Falls, they're always like, oh, go to the Canadian side, because, like, our side's, like, just, like, there's a lot of
our side
unhoused
sucks.
people. Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, I wonder if they're homeless or unhoused
yeah,
up
right?
there.
Yeah.
In New York, what do you think? Well, not just New York. I feel like New York, I feel like they're unhoused.
Oh, yeah.
Niagara might have homeless, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, close to Canada.
Whenever I was up in living in that area, like I signed up for like because it got you out of work for a day, like town cleanup of some like street in Niagara Falls, and like we were like cutting grass for people and helping clear out like, you know, like abandoned houses and stuff. But like I found this like terrible picture of this cat and hung it in my boss's office. And I didn't smell it at the time, but apparently it smelled like straight pee. And he couldn't get the smell out of his office for like two whole months
Because you brought that.
Because I put it in there on like a Friday. And he didn't go into his office until like Wednesday. So it just like got caked in there. He was ready to murder me, man.
Damn.
But yeah, that was actually, so Niagara Falls, Canada is open until 4 a.m. like the bars.
Yeah.
That was like my biggest takeaway when I went to Toronto. I was like, well, Toronto's like the same size as New York City, so they've got to be like partying all night. They close everything at 2 a.m. there. I was like, that's surprising.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because like Buffalo's 3 a.m. New York City's like 6 a.m. or whatever. But yeah, Toronto is just like us, 2 a.m.
Damn.
I was like, you would think this would be more of a party city considering how big of a city this is.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all say, though, that the Niagara Canadian side is better. They said they have, like, rides and shit over there.
Yeah, it's like
I went there a couple times.
There's a bunch of breweries and stuff.
I
it's
fucking
fun.
loved it there, dude.
Yeah, it's like...
As a kid, but still, it'd still be cool now.
Yeah, it's cool even as an adult.
Say, damn,
I had only ever been there as an adult, and it's fun. The other thing too is like our cash is worth like, I don't know, 15 cents more on the dollar than theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So like my buddy and I had this like ongoing joke where we'd be like, oh, don't forget to use your card so we get our discount.
Yo, that's great.
Yeah, right. So
Hell
like
yeah.
you'd use your card and it would say $45, and then you'd get the bill and it'd be like 38.
I wonder if there's some kind of hustle you could do to just make 15 cents every fucking time and just.
I'm sure someone's probably thinking about it. Yeah.
There you go, guys. Work on it. Let me know. Cut me in for the idea. Could you imagine just gathering 15 cents at a time to
That'd be awful.
gather wealth?
Well, New York, they have those like can deposits, and like there are people that literally bag up all their cans and they drive them to the can place.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just consider everything 5 cents per can more because I'm never gonna do that. Like, there's zero chance I'm taking garbage into my car and driving it somewhere else in town, and just to get
I feel
$3 back.
I feel like I know a few people that used to just keep all their cans, and they would keep them for like a year and then just go cash them biddies in for like a few
I feel
$100
that's the only way you
around
do
here.
it. Yeah. Because like, I like a case of, if you get like I say a case of beer, it's 5 cents a can. It's literally $1.50.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it at all.
No, you gotta gather for a while
Yeah.
and then bring them all in.
And there would be people like that would go through like store garbage cans collecting cans.
Yeah, man.
There was a guy called the Can Man in this little town I lived in, and I don't think he was all there. He might have been unhoused for all I know. I didn't really get to know him. Once I saw him, sticking half of his body into a garbage can to get a Pepsi bottle out of it, I was like, I don't think this is going to be someone I'm going to hang out with too much.
I don't know how good of friends we're going to be.
I don't know if this is probably about it. This is our relationship. Me just watching out the window.
Who knows, man? He could have taught you how to paint or
Right.
something like,
He was. If he was doing that, he was probably involved in like a lot of side jobs and uninsured for sure.
Yeah. Well, he could have
Hey,
been
go up on my roof and clean out my gutters.
Probably was a fantastic artist. No, there was a homeless guy around here that was like that.
Yeah, I remember.
His name
a
was
can
Art.
Guy. Yeah.
He was crazy good painter. And well, it started with him, I think, just a couple misfortunes, and then the bottle. The bottle got him. Yeah. I don't know if he's still around or not. He did a couple of things though around town.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I forget which ones he told me exactly he did. He could have been lying. He could have just been a homeless guy.
Actually, so the best lie that I've ever fallen for. So last April when the Pirates played the Tampa Bay Rays, I went down for the entire series because I have a friend that lives right outside of Tampa. And so after the game the one night, we went out to I think we went to Sarasota. We took an Uber, and we used my friend Hallie's Uber account. And this guy, I'll never forget, his name was Anthony, and he said, like, congratulations, you're selected for a Tampa Sports Legends Uber charity ride or some crazy thing. And she's like, what does this mean? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're all looking at it as me, my friend Hallie, and my friend Kaylee. And so we get in this car, and I'm in the back, and this guy's like going on about how, hey, thank you for like getting an Uber today. But just so you know, like all the proceeds and tips are going to go to such and such charity. All the drivers today are former sports athletes. And I'm looking at him like, and he's like, they're all Tampa Bay sports athletes too. And like, so I don't really know a lot of Tampa Bay athletes. I know a good bit of like the NFL, NHL, you know, the sports that Pittsburgh has. So I'm like, okay. And so I was like, well, what sport did you play? He's like, tennis. I'm like, of course we got some freaking loser tennis guy. And not that tennis players are losers, but I'm like, I don't give a shit about tennis. You know,
Freeway Rick
I'm like,
Ross was a tennis player, dude.
I was like, we couldn't have got Tom Brady or Warren Sapp or someone that I've heard of. So he keeps going on about this charity, and then he's like talking about like, and for the other thing too, right off the bat, I was like, okay, he picked us up in a Honda Civic or something like that. Like, why is this guy driving a Honda Civic? And he goes, the dealerships from town, they lend us the cars, so he covered his tracks there.
Oh, shit.
And then he's talking about how he recently forgot a pair of Ray-Bans in his previous car that he was driving that broke down earlier. And he was wearing a pair of, like, the PUGs they sell at Sheetz. And I was behind him, so I couldn't see the sunglasses. And
Pugs, dude.
Yeah. And so like, but he has like all these stories, and he knew like, so my two friends, they're both from Buffalo. That's how I knew them. They just happened to move to Tampa. While I lived up there, I knew both of them. And then now I'm living in Pittsburgh. He knew stuff about like specific towns in Pittsburgh. Like, this dude must have like researched like
man,
everywhere in the world.
What an artist!
Because he like knew like the Pigolas that owned the Sabres and the Bills. He knew like people like from Wexford. Like, he was like talking about specific places in Wexford. He talked about La Roche College. Like, so like everything was like, and then he's talking about this previous ride about how he's like he's like, yeah, the two girls previous, they didn't want to hear a word I said, and then they Googled me, and I'm worth like $2 million. And so then we're like, okay, this guy like must have been really good at tennis. And so like, but he was like so believable that I'm like, while we're talking to him, like, we'll Google it after.
Yeah.
So finally, like, he drops us off, and like, he just dumped like all this information on us, and we're like, wow, what a cool Uber ride. Then we get into the bar, and we're like, let's look it up. So we look him up, and he like ran a local tennis tournament one time in his life. Like, we find his LinkedIn. He's like listed as like a local tennis coach. He'd never played in a pro tournament himself.
Oh my God.
And then like my friend Kaylee was sitting in the front, and she goes, yeah, what are PUGs? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, those sunglasses, the Ray-Bans he was wearing said PUGs. I was like, wait, those are PUGs? I was like, they saw those in Sheetz back in Pittsburgh. So like, dude, we like all were like, we went from like, this dude was like the GOAT to like, what the heck? We got smoked by like, it was like a roller coaster, because like he was like, I'm an athlete. And he was like, I'm a tennis player. And he was like, I'm like a successful tennis player. Like, and then it was like all bullshit. I'm still in a group chat with those two, and the name of the group chat is Victims of Anthony's Pugs.
You ever been scammed before?
No, not like that.
No.
Just that phone the Nigerians stole from me when I was 17.
Oh, the other thing that we found out too. So he claimed that he was just doing it for that weekend. We looked at his profile. He had like 17,000 rides completed. I'm like, that's incredible that this man did 17,000 rides in one weekend, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh man, dude, it was like, wow, what a.
I almost fell for one, the wildest one I think I ever. It was almost complete. If I would have, so they sent me a check and everything. If I would have cashed the check, I would have been.
Oh yeah, they're gonna overdraft you.
Yeah, I would have been burnt. They hit me up to put a Mountain Dew decal all over my car. So my whole car, a whole wrap, my whole Jeep would be Mountain Dew, dude.
That'd be awesome in a way.
So, and like the thing
You'd be
is,
mayor of Newcastle in 30 minutes if you did that.
Dude, that could solidify my win. I feel like you should be my campaign manager, man. We could pull out old.
We could go places in Newcastle.
Yeah, man. You could pull out your city council.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we could run the city. So like they were I was really gonna get a decal and wrap my car, and I was gonna lose this fucking money, dude. So luckily though, they sent me this check, and I was like, man, this is the weirdest check I've ever seen. It even, in the instructions it came with the check, it was like, it'd be preferable if you just mobily deposited this. Don't bring it to a bank. I was like, any check that says, hey.
Were they giving you more than they initially promised too?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I saw that's like part of this. Someone tried to do that to my brother. I can't remember what he was selling, and then like we Googled what the scam is, and we were like, oh.
And then like I would continue to get checks. Too. Also, so like the initial check was like $1,000 more than I needed, so like I would get like $1,000 like up front, and I was like, I could use $1,000 right now. Who couldn't? In this economy, dude.
Yeah, right.
Because this was just like, it was like shortly after we did the podcast. I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah, after we had the podcasting couch back in 2020.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's a great name.
And it was just on a couch at Anthony's house. Yeah. And I was like, oh. But that check, I was like, no. I was so sad about it too, because I was like, damn, dude, I don't care. I'll drive around a Mountain Dew car all day if you're gonna pay me $1,000 a month. That's extra in what I'm working. Hell yeah, dude. That's like hitting the scratch off $1,000 a week for life or something. I'll be like, whatever, dude. I'll drive Mountain Dew all day.
Yeah.
I don't drink Mountain Dew.
I do it every now and then. You know what's actually I think needs to happen? And everybody says this sounds disgusting, but so back whenever I was in high school, I would eat I used to have like a metabolism where I like never gained weight, which is why now I'm fat, because now I don't have that metabolism. But I would eat a Mountain Dew ice cream float every night. The only reason I discovered that Mountain Dew was good with ice cream was because we were out of like Pepsi or root beer the one night, and I was like, well, I already poured the ice cream in there, so I used Mountain Dew. But dude, the Mountain Dew after the ice cream, like with the vanilla in it, is like the greatest tasting thing of all time.
Dang, now I kind of believe it.
And so like Get Go and Sheets are starting to give like those little flavor things that you can do.
Yeah.
And it's not quite as strong as what like ice cream adds to it, but it's still pretty solid.
I really want to try it.
They have those creamers now that they're specifically for Dr. Pepper.
What?
You never seen those?
No, dude. I love Dr. Pepper.
Specifically, there's creamers specifically, like coffee creamers.
Yeah.
But it's specifically to put in your Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I was just going to dump a coffee creamer. So there's actual pop
it's Dr. Pepper creamer.
That's Dr. hysterical.
Pepper. That is.
But as if like your pop isn't killing you like one bit at a time.
Yeah.
They're like, here, dump 30 more ounces of sugar.
Yeah. I don't drink a lot of soda. I drink a lot of C4s.
Yeah.
I drink like 1 or 2 C4s a day.
Wow. See, I used to be that bad. Now I'm still pretty bad, but like I used to drink like a 2 liter and 2 energy drinks every day when I was in like college. I like look back to that era and I'm like, yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, I drink a lot of pop.
Growing up, I drank a ton of pop. Soda, pop.
I went like 5 years where I didn't drink any caffeine. Like I quit cold turkey.
Whoa.
Yeah. In the first 2 weeks, I was like falling asleep standing up like everywhere I was. And then like I got used to it. And like you really don't need it once you stop like having it.
Yeah.
But then I went to a buddy's house and his water was shut off. And all he had was Pepsi. And I'm like, well, 1 Pepsi won't hurt me. Ah, false. I was immediately like, I'm back on the Pepsi train.
So you have a lot of hot takes. I have one.
All right, let's hear it.
And I say this as somebody who will occasionally. I don't normally like Mountain Dew, but I will drink it every once, especially a Baja Blast. But it is the most white trash of sodas.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It's not something I drink because I'm proud of it, but I'm like,
Every
so
once in
good.
a while, I get a craving. It does just hit the spot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it does. It's
I think
the trash, dude.
straight out of the
it's the trash.
straight out of the can, I think Mountain Dew is the best pop. Like like Pepsi, I like it poured over ice. Mountain Dew is like the one where I'm like I could just open the can and just drink it, like and that's like its optimal tasting, way.
I'm a Dr. Pepper and a root beer guy, but I'm particular about my root beer.
Yeah,
I like Barks.
Barks is good.
There's one they have at
It has
this pizza shop I go
Yeah.
to called 1919, I think, and that root beer is fire.
Yeah.
But it's like $3 a can, which is insane.
What's it called?
I think it's 1919, might be 1918 or 1819, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's like a red and white can. And I know that the only place I've ever seen it is Ayala's Pizza in Squirrel Hill. But
Damn.
every time I do one of my shows at Squirrel Hill Sports Bar, I stop at Ayala's. That's my favorite pizza. And I get I don't drink before I go on stage, so
Yeah.
I usually get a root beer.
Now I want to try it.
It's
And their
pretty-
pizza.
Well, you're going to be on the show next month, so
Yeah. We'll go try it. Yeah.
We'll
I
have some
definitely
pizza
want
and
to
a root
try
beer.
it. I'm a root beer connoisseur.
I think you're gonna like this too. I feel like everybody apparently like someone there is a root beer guy, and that's how they like got it there.
Oh shit!
Because they have like other ones too. But
Does it have like a bite to it? Because that's why I like Barks. Like he said,
Yeah,
there's
it
a.
has
a little bit,
Barks
but
has
it's
caffeine in it.
it's definitely a sweet root beer, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to it. Just Barks is my
yeah,
usual go-to.
yeah.
Just like Dr. Pepper, it's got like that.
The Dr. Pepper. There's another one. Like I love Dr. Pepper, but that's one I like on the fountain more than like.
I
out of
do
the can.
like Dr. Pepper on the fountain. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
But I'll get the cans too. I like the cream soda one.
that cream soda one's fire.
Yeah,
And
the
there
strawberry
used to
cream
be-
one.
Speaking of root beer, A&W used to make a root beer float pop. It was like pre-mixed root beer float.
That would be
Dude,
good,
it was
yeah.
incredible.
I like A&W cream soda.
Oh, I love some cream soda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went to an A&W. I hadn't seen one in years. I went there.
Yeah, I haven't seen one ever.
When was it? Last year, I was in Minnesota, and I was at the Mall of America, and they had an A&W in there. So I got like a root beer in the mug or whatnot, and it was completely flat. I was just like, yeah, like they needed to change the syrup or whatever happens in one of those pull tap things. I don't know how it works with those, but I was just like, well, that was a waste of $5 because there was like a line. I was like, I'm not waiting in this
You
again.
should have
Just-
ran back up to the front and threw it in
Yeah.
their face, dude.
I was so bummed.
They would have melted like the Wicked Witch of the West, motherfuckers.
They were already judging me though because like they have like a full on amusement park in the Mall of America. Like there's like 5 or 6 roller coasters.
Yeah, I have heard that. Yeah.
And then they have like their own version of the log jammer. And my buddy and I were like so excited to go on the log jammer again that we weren't like thinking about the fact we're still in a mall So we're like splashing each other out of the thing. So I like walk up to A&W, just dripping water everywhere. And I'm like, can I get a root beer, please? So like the last thing I wanted to do was like trudge back over there all soaked.
Yeah, that's fair. How disappointing though.
Yeah.
What a disappointing end.
I know.
You could have had a nice sweet treat after all that fun.
Yeah. The worst part was I had to go somewhere else and get a different drink.
What was your second option?
I think I had like a free meal at Chik Fil A that popped up on my app for going to like one that I hadn't been to, and so I just took whatever, probably like Dr. Pepper or Coke or something like that.
Yeah, man, they're waffle fries though.
So I'm not a waffle fry guy.
Really?
Here's what I wish Chik Fil A would do: the breakfast tater tot things. I wish they would serve those all day. So I love those.
I ever had them.
I've never had those. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
dude.
go to Chik Fil A often because there's not one here.
Yeah, I don't really
do
go
love
too often
Chick-fil-A,
either.
though.
But like in their breakfast, and I don't understand why it's only for breakfast, because it's just a flat tater tot. You know what I mean? Like a hash brown is just a flat tater tot.
Yeah.
So like, why can't I get those with my sandwich? Like there's no like
I got
rhyme or reason why, you know.
So tater tots. I don't order Domino's often, but I ordered Domino's the other day, and I noticed they had like these loaded tater tots.
Dude.
Yo, they are so
Really?
good. Yeah, the ones I got, they were just like cheesy. They may have had something else on them, but oh my God, I was like, holy shit, this is good. And I don't normally say that from Domino's.
Yeah. See, my Domino's, if I call them, they tell me that I live too far. If I go on the app, I'm within their realm.
Yeah.
So the first 2 times I did it, I was like, haha, I can actually order from them. And then now they like make it a point to take like 2.5 hours to get me my food.
Oh my
So
God.
Unfortunately, I've just switched to ordering different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of their pizza though.
No, I like
Isn't
their
it?
I get the thin
sandwiches.
crust. It's not bad.
Yeah, well, I got, they have a new New York style that I got, which was a lot better than their,
Like the hand tossed or whatever.
yeah, original, but maybe I'll try their thin crust next time.
Yeah.
Because I like Little Caesars thin crust.
So Little Caesars, I think,
I
is
love,
like super underrated.
me too. We say that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get like their normal like $5 hot and ready, it's like the first 2 slices are amazing, but as soon as that pizza cools down, you're eating a brick.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
so good when it's hot.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
hot. Like, and that's what I say. I'm like, if I get through 3 pieces, I'm like, I got $5 worth. I'll just toss it.
Their thick crust, though, that's what I get every time. They're,
Okay.
what is
The
it?
like big square things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I get that with the jalapeno cheddar.
Okay.
That's my go-to from Little Caesars. And I get Little Caesars.
So I don't have a Little Caesars by me. I had one the last couple of places I lived, but not where I'm at right now, sadly.
Yeah. I love pizza. I feel like I eat pizza at least
Oh,
once or
it's-
twice a week.
Well, it's got
Yeah.
all the food groups in it.
Yeah,
So it's gotta be
you're
good
right.
for you in some way.
It has to be. And then I dip it in ranch and buffalo sauce, which is another 2 food groups.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I wash it all down with a C4 and pretend everything's okay and I don't need to see a doctor.
I just signed up to get a PCP. I had no idea how to get one for the last 15 years.
Yeah, man.
So,
I don't know either.
I can't wait to hear all the things.
I don't even
that
have
are-
insurance. I
What's
don't
that?
remember the last time I had insurance, to be
So I
honest.
have insurance. I just don't go. So this Friday I'm going. I can't wait. They're gonna be like, how come you don't have any medical records of the last 15 years? I'm like, well, that's all of them. They're gonna be like, yeah, you have like literally, you're gonna die in like 6 weeks, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go, though. I'm like, as long as I don't know, I live longer.
Yeah, right.
You know? That's
Yeah.
my... I rarely get, like, sick, though.
Me too,
either.
like, and-
it's just...
So I have a friend that like anytime like she's in the medical field, so like I just like tell her my symptoms and she just calls me something in, you know what I mean? She's licensed
Oh, shit,
and
yeah.
everything. So it seems easier than paying a copay at the little doc in the box or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Roll through a Med Express or
Yeah,
something.
like, I'm
yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited to go to this doctor and
Find
I
out
don't know,
what's
do
wrong
they
with
still
you.
fondle your wiener or whatever?
I hope they do for you,
I'm
man.
excited for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey.
Hey, dude, you're 36. They might even poke your butt, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, I'm hyped for you, dude. Will you video it for me?
I should video. Yeah, I
Send
might.
it to me. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna
I feel
do
like they're
with
just
it,
gonna be screaming at me like, are you kidding me right now? You've
Yeah.
known this stuff's been going on for how long? Like,
You're like, I don't know, dude. My knees hurt for years.
I just figured it would all heal itself.
I haven't had a solid shit in about 8 years. I don't know. No, if I have a solid poop, I'm like, damn, what? I must have ate great yesterday or something, because like it's rare, man. It's like once a week I have like a solid together. It's just soup poop, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
So
problem.
I had like a 3-day span about 2 months ago where I was pooping bloody poops for a while.
That's not good.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, yeah, this will heal itself. Sure enough, it's all
Yeah.
good now.
Well, it just depends on what color the blood is. I've had a situation
Yeah.
before. If it's bright red,
You're just wiping too much.
Yeah.
Had a little rough day.
yeah, maybe you got like a little internal hemorrhoid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But if it's dark, you might have a problem.
Well, whatever it is, it's been good for the last like 3 or 4 weeks now. So I'm like,
Well, you gotta.
so that's my medical advice. Anyone out there, just know whatever it is, it'll probably heal itself.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
The human body is miraculous.
Yeah. We're basically just like starfish. You can chop off all the limbs and it'll grow back. Or whatever.
Yeah, I've grown back like 3 different pinkies, dude. You know, that's why this one's a little goofy. It's okay though. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't want to even go to it. Like, I feel like I could think of like 10 other things. Like, I'd rather go dig ditches than go to a doctor.
Yeah, same. That was, yeah, it's just not, it was never on my priority. The only reason that I'm going is like, so I just like started dating this girl a few weeks ago or maybe a few months ago. I don't know. I'm sure there's a date out there that I'm supposed to have memorized right now that I have no clue.
She knows it. That's,
Yeah, exactly.
that's what the.
She'll let me know after I already forgot it. But she's complaining about the snoring, which that's been an issue for 10 years now, the sleep apnea.
Man, yeah.
So I'm like, I guess I got to get one of them
Yeah, dude.
mask things.
My brother had sleep apnea real bad, man. And so like he would just fall asleep doing things.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like driving.
I start snoring. I start snoring while I'm still awake sometimes.
Me and him lived together for a little bit in Florida, and we worked the same place. And he
Yeah.
would drive us to work in the morning, and he would just careen like
Yeah.
the rumble strips would wake him up, dude. It was terrifying. And then he would always play like Battlefield or Call of Duty, and I would watch him play, and then out of nowhere, his guy would just and then just start twirling at the sky, you know. And I'd look over at him, and he'd just be like slumped, dude. Just I'm like, bro, play at least, man. I'm watching. You're just twirling at the sky.
Yeah, I've fallen asleep a few times playing Mario Kart in my days.
Yeah. It is. So, what, you have to mask whenever you sleep, or?
I don't know. I'm.
Oh, you're gonna find out.
Find out what they
Yeah.
need to do to me.
Yeah.
I'm
he
hoping they
has
just
one.
like give me a pill and they're like, "Hey, you're magically cured." But I don't think that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do apnea with a pill.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They might make.
They're probably just gonna be like, "You need to lose weight, you fat piece of shit."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably that, or they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to Darth Vader it, dude,
I know.
at night at least."
I saw there's this thing they can like surgically put in you, then you don't need a mask, and I'm like, I want that. Just
Oh shit, man!
cut me open, jam that fucking thing in there, and
What,
let's go.
a brain chip from
Yeah, and it's
from
just I guess
Elon?
tells you to stop
Neuralink, dude.
stop snoring.
Would you get a Neuralink?
What is it?
Those brain chips
What does it do?
plugs into your brain, man.
What does it do?
They're saying they said a bunch. I don't. It's supposed to, like, people who are like paraplegic and stuff, they might be able to walk and stuff again.
If I was
stuff like
paralyzed, I
that.
think I would roll the dice on anything.
Yeah.
I feel like I would too.
Yeah.
But like, do you play video games at all?
A little bit. I have all 3 systems, but I like play like I play my buddies in Madden. And that's about it.
Okay, so
Maybe
no
NHL every once in a while.
Cyberpunk.
No, I wanted to play Cyberpunk when it came out, but when it first launched, it like was super glitchy. Everybody said,
Yeah, it broke my PS4.
Really?
Yeah, I was pissed. I had to get a PS5 after that.
And then by the time it was like all fixed, I kind of moved on to whatever else was out, I guess. When Grand Theft Auto comes out, I'll be playing that.
I played it again when it got fixed, but like a lot of that is like augments to yourself. Like you get like these different chips in your brain and in your body, and you can do like different things. And like I don't know, man. Like a lot of it scares me because like they're tapped into your brain, and who knows what they could do. Like there's bad people everywhere. But like part of me is like, but like what if I could jump like 40 feet in the air? Like, because that would be cool too. Can I double jump?
Yeah, so like them being in your brain, I think would be one thing. But like the people that are like, oh, they're tracking me. Like obviously they're tracking all of us.
They're
like,
already
we're already being tracked.
Yeah.
And like they're like, oh, like the people that are like worried about what they're looking at, and it's like they don't care what kind of porn we're looking at. We're all looking at weird shit at this point.
Yeah, we all watch midget porn. It's fine,
Yeah,
dude.
like-
we all know who Bridget the midget is. We all busted a few nuts to her, and it's okay.
Like, and I mean, because like porn is something that like is a progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, we
man.
all looked at normal stuff at first, and then you're like, yeah, I'm bored with this.
Yeah, dude.
So that's how it happens. So
and Bridget got cake, dog.
So yeah, so like if because the people that are like worried about that, I'm like, why? Like everybody's looking at weird shit at this point.
Man. Something weird.
Yeah.
I'm convinced Anthony won't admit it, but I feel like everybody has like one, even if it's something small, something weird, dude.
Oh, 100%.
Some girl posted something on Facebook of some guy asking her, he's like, I just want to smell your feet and lick them after you've sweating on them all day. Like, I feel like feet are pretty common, but like it might just be something as small as that. Like you just like to lick a sweaty toe or two.
Yeah.
Like you just want to pop that in your mouth like a ring pop or something, you know? Like, I don't know, man.
The worst is like when you don't realize the video you're watching is about to end, and it just cuts to another one, and it's like something you're not into, but you're like right there, and you're like, oh, ah!
Yeah. God damn it, dude.
Oh, now I'm into this, I guess.
Yeah. Well, let's just finish it. And
Let's see if she gets the rent money out.
if I get hard again, I'll do it again. I do want to see who's on the other side of that glory hole. No.
Yeah, right. That could be a category, like glory holes.
It is
revealed.
Oh, reveal. Oh,
Like
yeah.
someone just punches
Yeah.
the wall down, and then the other part, like that
Yeah.
person's reaction.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't be able to. I'd have to peek through the hole and just try and get a snippet who's over there.
Yeah, I know.
As long as they look like a girl, I guess it's okay. No, you know, it's a glory hole. What do you expect, dude? It's not on the up and up. It's weird no matter how you tackle it.
I'll be honest. I've peed in a lot of shady places. Never seen a glory hole.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have either. Moraine, South Shore. There's some patched up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got patched up glory holes there.
Oh, shit.
Moraine State Park, yeah. They just cemented them biddies closed.
Interesting.
Dude, and then, like, it looks like somebody tried remaking it. Dude, they had, like, one of those circular straw, the hand drill things, I
That's
swear
so funny.
to fucking God, dude. I was like, wow, dude, somebody's really wants this back, man. Somebody's trying to relive the glory days, dude.
I think so. Parks must be like I don't think I ever hooked up at a park, but that must be like a pretty common place for like. So like when I do night disc golfing, like with glow discs,
yeah,
at Shenley Park, there's always like underage like couples, like just fooling around right in the middle of the field.
I've messed around a lot of times at Moraine.
Really?
People. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I had like specific parking lots that I would drive to.
Yeah.
And one time, so I
I
dated
guess
this,
like all over, but yeah.
I dated this
Crazy,
girl, and we used to. Ironically, her school parking lot was like there was like a real dark area that we would go to, and the ones they never used to lock the gate. Well, the one time we got locked in, and so I had to like stand holding this chain gate over my head, and like her van was like scraping against my body it was like the top of it was like scraping against the top. Like I thought I was gonna get my foot run over.
Oh
for
my
sure.
God. Oh man, I have a good teenage story. Me and Lippy, Larry Armagost, name drop on him.
Yeah.
Here in town.
Shout out Lippy.
Yeah, lip shits. I don't think he watches this, but
Tag
but
him.
yeah. So me and him were with these two girls, and we were in their car, and we went and parked up behind the old Lockley school. Right? It's what was it? It was an elementary? Was it a preschool? Elementary. Yeah. And we were trying to mess around with these girls, and the cops pulled up, and I had like an ounce of weed on me, right? So we're like half naked in this car trying to like mess around with these girls, right? And it was specific. I think it was like the narc unit or whatever, narcotics unit. So I stuffed this weed down in this fucking girl's seats because I figured I would just be like, oh my God, I can't believe she has that in here. But luckily, they pulled us, they were like, what do you guys do? And we were like, what do you think we're doing? You know, we're making out, you know, and they were cool about it and they let us go. So sorry if the girl, whoever watches this, that was your car. I was definitely going to pin all that weed on you. Because I was a piece of shit then, and I might do it today, too. No.
You know what? I feel like deep down she would have liked it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? That was like the most harrowing experience I've had. A public experience I've had. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got knocked on one time as well, and the cop was pretty much just like, just go home.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like they're pretty cool about that. They're like, all right, listen, you don't want to end up on a list. Just take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
A constable tried arresting me for peeing on a tree at Cascade Park because the bathrooms were closed. He was like, he phoned it in. They were like, what's it? What's the call for? He was like, urinating in public. And I was like, bro, like, man, where did you want me to go? And the cops came, and it was actually a cop I knew, thankfully. And he was like, he was like, don't worry about this fucking asshole. He was like, I'm just gonna drop you off up the street. And I was like, thanks, man. I was like, dude, I was like really just trying to like pee in the woods. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there's no bathrooms down here that are open. Like, what do you want me, you know?
Yeah.
Boys will be boys. We pull our dicks out. No, I'm just,
I mean,
anywhere, anytime, the ice cream stand, let's go. No.
But I mean, and it's like if the bathroom was there and it was unlocked, I'm sure you would have got. But like,
Maybe.
yeah, I mean, there's been a million times where like I'm like leaving a bar and I'm like, shit, I should have peed.
Yeah.
So I just have the door open. You know, you do the V for the door, and I'm just like, well, hopefully no one sees me, even though they know what you're doing there.
I'm gonna get real vulnerable and let you guys know I usually keep a bottle of water in my car, and I'll empty it out if it's full or whatever. And if I have to rip one, dude, I'm right.
You pee while driving?
I haven't done it while driving.
Okay.
I'll just hit any parking lot, dude. Any sheets. I'm gonna be honest. Church parking lots are the best, dude. Because nobody's ever there.
See, I would just get out of the car and pee in their lot.
Yeah. Well, you can do that too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody's ever there except for Sunday mornings, bro.
But I feel like it's a certain kind of person that pees in it. So I actually, you're the second person I've ever met that does this. So I had a roommate and he probably was way worse than what you were doing. But like, I walked in his room one time. This is like I'm not going to say his name. I almost did. That would have been hysterical. But I walk in his room and I'm like, where are all these bottles? And he's like, well, sometimes I don't feel like getting up from my computer and I just pee in these bottles. And I'm like,
whoa, dude.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, the bathroom is like 14 feet from your bedroom, man. And like, there's like, you don't, even and especially if you're doing it, like when you get up, you would think like, okay, I'm gonna go throw this out now.
Yeah.
Like, but no, like I can't remember how many bottles were on his. I want to say it was like 4, but it could have been as many as 7. Like it was such a weird interaction that I was not expecting that answer for what was in those bottles.
That's so funny. Have you ever heard Scala's joke about that? Peanut bottle.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that one. Dude.
About the twisting the caps and everything like that.
Bro, that had me in tears.
Yeah.
The one time he fucking told it. So funny. Yeah, man, that's pretty intense. 14 feet from just
like, just get up and go, man.
Yeah, that's
and
wild.
like the crazy thing is, so like that was like the weirdest combination of roommates I've ever been in. So like I was at probably my drunkiest drunk phase ever. I was like
sloppy,
freshly 21 or 22 at that time.
Getting it in.
He was like, I don't think he was 21 yet, but he like barely drank. Like he would drink like maybe a beer or 2 here and there. And then the other roommate was working a full-time job, a full-time student, and he was student teaching, like to try to become a teacher. So like they got along a lot better than me. They probably wanted me out of the house so bad. Like I was friends with them before all of us became what we had become in that year. But like, and the other thing was the guy that was like working the full-time job and everything like that. He's actually still one of my best friends now. His name's Ralph. Well, what's his nickname? But his light switch to his room was on the outside in the hallway. So I'd roll in at fucking 3:30, 4 in the morning. And I'd be like, hey, Ralph! And dude needs to get up in 30 minutes. And I'm trying to wake him up to tell him some drunk story about some idiot that I made fun of at the bar or something like that.
Oh, man. Yeah, we had a house with cousin Jeffy, who was on here, on the south side down here. And we were like that. I think like there was only ever like 2 of us working at a time out of like 5 or 6 people living in that house, dude. We were just, and yeah, man, we would just totally fuck with the main guy who worked all the time. He passed away. Butters, he was the fucking man. David Boyce, he died a while back, but man, he was like one of the only ones with a consistent job, and he hated us, dude. We would fucking keep him up all night. Fucking, we'd be having parties, and he has to work in the morning, dude. Like, he's the only one paying bills. Like the heat would be off, and dude, I would just have like a space heater in my room, and just say like, "Yeah, dude, it's warm in here." Like, come on in. That's so funny. My brother just brought up that house. And he was like, remember when you lived in that abandoned house? I was like, it wasn't abandoned, dude. We just didn't have utilities. Like, we had a landlord. They knew we were there.
That's amazing.
The abandoned house. He was like, we visited you. You were acting like you were doing so good because you had a place. I was like, yeah, dude, we were all like wrapped up in blankets, dude. It was like winter. We had coats on, just sitting in the living room. Oh my god. That's so whatever, man, you know?
Yeah, that's part of growing up, man.
Yeah, lucky we didn't have a burn barrel in there. Just
that would be amazing.
Just heating up, dude. You want a wiener? Just throw it on the fire. It's like a fireplace. The worst was the landlord would pay us to do work, dude. So the one time they paid us, I don't know why, dude. None of us can do plumbing. They paid us to fix the pipes in the house. And after we called a plumber, they told us it was not the way to do it. We just tore down the whole kitchen wall, dude. We just took hammers to it and ripped it so we could get to the pipes. They were like, yeah, you could have got to him right from the top. You could have just lifted. We tore up this whole wall and then had to call the landlord and be like, yeah, we can't figure it out. We had to call somebody. They had to do like double the work, man.
That's amazing.
Because then they had to fix the wall. We were skateboarding in the kitchen, doing stalls on the counters.
Yeah, we used to play airsoft in the house I was in with those 2 roommates. we would play this game where like we would like flip the couch upside down and make that into a bunker, and then like the goal was you had to like get to the end of the living room without getting shot. So you'd come down the steps while the other two people were blasting you from the bunker. But we didn't get any of our security deposit back. Like all the blinds,
Yeah, no, dude.
like when they like pulled them down, had just little tiny BB holes in them.
I'm 36, and I don't think I ever remember getting a security deposit back.
Yeah, that's why I started
It's
like
a
not
scam.
caring. Yeah,
It's
No
a
one
scam, dude. They'll nick you for anything.
Yep.
Is the thing. They'll be like, "Oh, you spilled candle wax 3 years ago out of the 10 years you've been here." No, and I'd be like, "I got it all up. There's just a speck."
Yep.
They don't care.
And it's stuff that's like already broken when you get there too.
Oh yeah, shit like
you
that,
should-
dumb
yeah.
shit.
And like
Yeah.
you're like, God forbid, I try not to be a pain in the ass and like bother you with this.
Yeah, forever. The entire time I've ever lived
Right.
here, I'd never call you for anything. That's fine. Okay.
There should be something to that too. Like,
Yeah.
you've done no upkeep because
Yeah.
I've just dealt with everything.
Everything. Yeah.
That you should like literally, you should get money back for the
Yeah.
security deposit, like the no call bonus. Like
The anxiety I would have calling a landlord to ask them to do something is way
Same.
greater than me just handling it. I feel like
my what's not the smoke detector, the like mercury detector went off in my place, and I like
Mercury.
I
Was
sat
it in retrograde or?
it wasn't mercury. What's the other thing it could be in there? Radon or whatever.
Radon, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that thing.
Oh,
Whatever that is. So
I don't know,
never-
dude. I would just die.
Dude,
from
I didn't even
it.
know where the
don't
thing
what that
was,
is.
and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, where the fuck is it? Like, I thought it was my. I'm pulling smoke detectors out of the wall, and I'm like, it's not that. And I didn't realize it was like behind the door in my bedroom. But like, I couldn't get the turn off because I guess I did have like a radon, and so I had to call the fire department, and I was like so embarrassed. Like, and they were like, "Yeah, you could have died from this." I'm like,
Yeah, that shit will give you lung cancer. and
What the
a
hell's
heartbeat.
radon, dude? Sounds like a Mortal Kombat.
It's a gas that, I don't know, it's created in the ground sometimes, and you need to have a ventilation system for
With
it.
a radon? I don't think
Yeah,
I
and
have
if
that.
it does, if it stops working, you'll get.
they made me
fucked
leave
up.
my house for like 48 hours while they like made it retest and everything like that.
Damn.
I did, and it was like they were like, "Do you have any symptoms?" And like I was like lightheaded, but I was like, "No, I'm fine," because I was like didn't want to leave my house. I was like, "I'd rather die here than live with someone else for inconvenience someone." But then when they like ran their tests, they were like, "Yeah, you need to leave if you're not lightheaded or don't have any symptoms. Like you're either
That's so
lying or
funny.
like you're about to."
That's so funny. I've almost done that with drugs. I thought I was ODing, and I'd rather die than tell anybody I was on drugs. I was like, no, dude, just let me go. I let some guy I barely knew drive my car around while I was like potentially dying in the back seat of it. He was like, I should take you to the hospital. I was like, don't. Don't, just let me go. Just let
my
me
time.
Go. Yeah, man, just let me die in the back of this Beretta.
That's the way I want to go.
Open the sunroof though. Just like, a sweet sunroof on that thing. Didn't open fully, just a crack, but all right, man. Where are we at?
Over 2 hours.
Oh shit.
Oh wow,
All right.
nailed it.
Yeah, man. Let's wrap her up. Anything you want to plug coming up?
Yeah. So July 18th, we will both be at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. That is a free show.
Yeah.
So come out to that. We got Brad Riegler headlining that. A lot of funny comedians on that show as well.
Yeah.
And then July 20th, I am at Helltown Brewery in Butler with
shit.
Jim Florentine and Don Jameson. So a couple national guys. If you've never heard of Jim Florentine, he's the guy from Crank Anchors that used to go, "Yay!"
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
pretty cool. Show
Yeah, I saw
coming
you
up there.
post about that. Where's that at in Butler? Because that's
Uh,
Butler's like right.
It's
Awesome.
kind of like, I don't know exactly how to describe it. I know there's a golf course near it. If you Google Butler Helltown, it comes up, and if it looks like you're driving through like the Hills Have Eyes, and about to be in the movie Deliverance, you're on the right track to get there.
Hell yeah, dude. Sounds like the outskirts of here too.
Yeah. So that's
yeah,
mainly-
man. Yeah, hopefully we can get some people from over this way, at least over that one, because that's pretty close, I think.
Yeah.
Fairly, at least.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cool show. It's a really cool place for comedy too. I did a show with Chris Higgins there a couple months ago. It was sold out and it was awesome. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, come see us next month. Also, Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. Yo, seriously, that stage back.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was running a mic there, and then I was like, everybody's running a mic now, so I don't have to fulfill this duty anymore.
I was wondering why you don't really have mics there anymore.
Yeah, so it was only a monthly mic, and it did get crowded. It was getting like 30-some comics every time, but it just got to be it got to be too much for just with all the other stuff I'm involved in. That I still might bring it back. It's just
You should do it like a once a month thing or
that's
something.
what it was.
Yeah.
It's just a lot with
Yeah.
and the other thing was like, so I have like a good deal with like what the bar is bringing in and everything like that. It didn't grow at the rate that I wanted it to. Like I wanted it to be a mic where like people still went to, like, that weren't comics, and that wasn't happening yet. So I'm probably gonna bring it back, but I want to remarket it in a way where we actually get like actual crowds instead of
yeah.
Because most of my crowd that go to the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar really probably doesn't even know the difference between like a showcase and a mic. So I'm trying to market it where people come to see, and I might have to like cap how many comics are there, but I'm trying to figure out a way to do that. So
Yeah.
I'll probably bring it back possibly at the end of the year or something like that.
Yeah, because I hit it once or twice. But I feel like whenever I hit it, you were doing it more often than once a month. Did you have like a little run where you were doing it for like a few, or like a little bit more often?
So I was doing the showcase more, but I wasn't. The mic was always once a month, but there was a couple cancellations that I booked last minute shows there were a couple comics that were like, I've been here 3 times this month, and so that might have felt like it was happening.
Okay, maybe that was
because there were whenever I was like filling in last second spots, like I was pretty much, if I had the same comic on there, I didn't really care because at the end of the day, I needed to get the show.
Yeah, the show must go on.
Yeah.
That's cool though, man. All right, well, you heard it here. Next month, Hellstown Brewery and Squirrel Hill Sports Bar.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Man, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you. Go Steelers.
Hell yes.
Oh, they call it that old Mountain Dew.